Hello, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Sorry I haven't really been like super enthusiastic with my videos as of late. I've been busy. I've been real busy, really. Have a lot of things to do. Obviously, you guys know I'm training for the military, where I'm going into the army, and I'm training, or I'm like training for my test and vice versa. I'm doing a lot of that, and just refreshing a few things, making sure I'm ready, and getting everything ready for that. Shout out to all the new subs. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We're nearing 1,400 subscribers, and I'm shocked. Thank you guys so much, very much for all your support. You guys are just amazing. Thank you guys so much. A lot of you wanted or asked me this question. You guys want me to answer it, so let me go ahead and answer this. A lot of you don't understand why. Like a lot of you get that I'm a gaming channel, but a lot of you wonder like, what kind of gaming channel am I? Like, am I just a channel that either feeds the console war, or am I a news channel, or am I just a hater of fanboys type of thing? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. I am a news channel. I do news for all three platforms. I do news for all three platforms. I've been slacking on my Nintendo news because I think I explained it in one of my videos. After I do the PlayStation and Microsoft news, I immediately go back to studying. So that's what happens. I keep forgetting to do Nintendo news. So it's not that I'm running away from Nintendo news. It's keep forgetting. I have a lot of stuff on my plate. So that's what I've been doing. But I'm a gaming news. But at the same time, I do poke a few jabs at a few fanboys. I don't like fanboyism on either side. I've done this. I made this statement very clear at the beginning of my channel, and I've stayed true to it. And I'm proud of myself for staying true to what I believe in. A lot of these other channels seem to kind of fade away from what they believe in or from what they say. They'll say, oh, I don't like fanboyism, but then they just completely go into the fanboy realm. I don't go in that realm. I don't like fanboys on either side. I said that back when back before I even hit 100. I said it from day one. I just don't like them. I don't like them. But in terms of news and everything, yes, I talk news, and I'd be very fair what I say. I give the valid points and my input on how I feel about said article, about said platform. So let's say Sony came out with an article saying PlayStation Plus has got another great exclusive, and I'll look at the exclusive, I'm like, okay, looks good, played it, hey, awesome, good for you guys, And then I'll get an article from Microsoft, and it'll say, Microsoft loses another studio. I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion. I'm like, okay, so what's the point in buying an Xbox if you're gonna lose incentives like this? That's how I conduct myself. Now let's go ahead and get into a lot of people saying I favor things over the other. It's not really me favoring everything. It's just me looking at it with common sense. If you look at the PlayStation side, and I did that video where it said allow me to bring you back to reality, where it basically shows all the games for PlayStation versus Xbox. You see the list. You see the games. You know what's coming to PlayStation versus Xbox, which is basically empty promises on Xbox side. Most of the games on Xbox side have either been delayed or canceled. Hence why the most anticipated game on Xbox, which was Scalebound, was canceled, and there was a lot of people angry, and they left Xbox, or they simply just don't support Xbox like that. That's been a big jab. And Sony, on the other hand, has just been coming out with game after game after game. And many fanboys will argue and say, well, PlayStation games have delayed. Yes, for good reason. There's a lot of games. They can't release so many games in 1 year. They have to spread them out. So it makes sense on Sony's side. Microsoft doesn't have this luxury, which is why a lot of people got angry, and they're still angry. The fact that Crackdown 3, which is a big game that people were anticipating, has been delayed to next year. But people don't want to understand that. And the fanboys don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? The real gamers understand that. And then the fanboys, even though the proof is in their faces, you guys remember at the start of this generation where the original design, the Xbox One, was meant for TV integration for cable boxes. It even got to the point where Michael Pachter, at the beginning of the Xbox One's generation for this one, he said that, Sony or Microsoft might Microsoft might team with like Comcast or a cable provider so that they can sell you a console for like $100. Kid you not. So you a console for $100, and you would have a console and a subscription merged with Xbox Live or something like that, with your cable bill. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were saying. That's what he was saying, that Microsoft could have done this generation, or would have done at the start of this generation. Then a lot of people was calling him an idiot, and he got offended. And then we got to the actual reveal, and that's when people laid off Michael Pachter. When we saw that reveal, it was nothing but TV, sports, TV. You know, that's all we saw at that reveal. So, you know, that reveal, and then the fact that they actually gimped the hardware for the Kinect, that led to a very bad downward spiral for Microsoft, to the point where they had to release not one, but 2 different consoles to fix the wrong. Think about it. The Xbox One S is essentially what the Xbox One should have been day one. It was 30% more powerful because it had the Kinect removed, and it had, you know, it was just free of that burden, which was that camera. They removed the camera, and they made it what it should have been in the first place, a gaming-focused device with features. That's what they had to do, and they did that with the One S. Now, in terms of comparisons, the PS4 started off great. They teased everybody. They played the hype very well. They showed off good teasers. They showed off proof that they had a lot of games coming. They showed a lot of good specs. They showed their, you know, like their Crash Silhouette teaser thing, which is still one of the best trailers that PlayStation had. And a lot of people were on board. Everybody was like looking like, damn, man, Sony's going to deliver, you know? And then Sony revealed, you know, because before, you know, we had the DRM thing. Microsoft was really pushing the DRM. Sony said, we're not doing that. And they immediately just won this console generation with that statement alone. They told you, we're not doing any of this crap. And they won. They just won. People went to PlayStation, especially when you have Microsoft executives saying, deal with it. You guys remember that? The hashtag deal with it? Yeah. Microsoft execs were not playing. They told you to hashtag deal with it if you don't like it. If you don't have a constant internet connection, we have a device for you. It's called an Xbox 360. Remember that statement? Because I know a lot of you do, and it's how it is, man. It's how it is. So, with that statement being said, we come to it now, right? You know, because basically Microsoft fell off the deep end. I remember when the first sales figures was coming in, right? It said that the Xbox One sales was at what, 2-3 million, right? So far, right? This was at the beginning. And I remember Next Gen 720 doing video saying, oh, he's like Xbox One hot on the PS4 tails with 2 or 3 million, you know, sold. And then you get the sales of the PS4, and it was at like what? It was like 2 to 3 million for Xbox, so it was like 6 million on PS4. He just shut up. And it was like every single week or every single month, right? The sales figures got better for each console. Obviously, it got bigger for each console, but the gap between the two became greater and greater and greater, to the point now where it's over a 30 million unit gap between consoles. You guys feel me? So, you know, we're looking at this now, and you have this new concept they're hyping up, the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X is basically they're fixed to the whole, their console can't do 1080p 30, because remember, that was another thing that the Xbox One ran into. They couldn't hit 1080p 30 on their games half the time. If not, other times they were coming out with like these unheard of resolution, like 792p. You guys remember that? There's a lot of crazy stuff. But with all that being said, they came out with the One X, and now the One X, you know, it's a beast console, good console. But what killed that console was hype. Not just hype on the Xbox side, but hype on the fanboy side. And there was a lot of false advertisement. Microsoft said in the reveal, which I've shown, but if I need to, I'll show it again here. Don't worry, I'm just going to skip to the main parts that matter. You don't have to sit through this entire thing. I'm just going to skip to the parts that matter. Let's go and roll the clip.
2 years ago, when we started on this journey, you told us you wanted certain things from us. You wanted power. You wanted community. You wanted choice. This product that we're announcing today is absolutely the culmination of all of your feedback and something that we think will truly move Xbox forward.
When we think about the future of Xbox, we think about removing barriers.
This is the console that developers asked us to build. They wanted a console that had no boundaries, had no limitations.
The highest res, the best frame rate, no compromises.
We can render at 60 hertz. We can render fully uncompressed pixels, even more real, more vibrant. It's amazing. And what we're able to do now is bring that to the console player.
All right, welcome back. So you guys see that they're saying the highest res, the best frame rates, no compromises. We're able to render at 60 hertz. We're able to render at 30 hertz. We're able to render truly high fidelity pixels at a higher frame rate than we ever could do before. You know what I'm saying? That right there just told you they're just hyping you up for lie. They're lying right to your face. They're saying 4K 60 right in front of you, and people ran with that saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get 4K 60 uncompromised." I'm like, okay, cool. Me personally, I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew you weren't going to get 4K 60. Why? Because the way graphics cards were costing at the time and how the tech was just so new, you wouldn't been able to get it at an affordable price. You see, you would have been paying over $600 if they came out with a console that could do 4K 60 uncompromised. So a lot of us, including Hard 8 Times and Broken Games HD, pretty much the Weapon Wheel, everybody was calling this out, including me. We're all saying, look, you're not going to get 4K 60 uncompromised. You're going to get either one or the two, or like one or the other. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get one or the other. You're either going to get 4K or you're going to get 60 FPS. Honestly, as a gamer, I would have taken the 60 FPS over this resolution, because 60 FPS is 3 times better for gaming, and that should be the norm. And that would have been a major selling point for the Xbox One if all games would be 60 versus the PS4 and PS4 Pro. But actually, that would have been great for the Pro too, because I'm pretty sure the Pro would have done 60 if they heard that their console could just do straight 60. You know what I'm saying? That would have been great for the competition. See, competition is good. But we didn't get that. We didn't get that. And now you got dudes lying through their teeth saying, oh, they never said 4K 60. And I know you guys remember that particular fiasco that happened on this channel. That was pretty funny. That was really funny to witness, people saying, oh, or, individuals saying, they never said 4K 60. They were talking about textures. I'm like, where when this thing was called the Scorpio, did they ever mention textures or 4K assets? When did they ever mention this? They never mentioned that. They said 4K 60, uncompromised, no compromises, vice versa. That's what they said. Okay, nobody ever heard them say anything about textures. Nobody heard them say anything about assets. They just said 4K 60. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't lie to people like that. And that's why people just don't care about, liars in the long run. They just leave, But they lied to our faces. They said 4K 60, no compromises. And then, me, I hold them to it. I literally just held them to it. I was like, okay, so you're saying 4K 60, no compromise? I'm like, okay, cool, sure. Not sure, sure thing. I'm sitting back here, I'm relaxing. Console reveal is revealed. The console looks like a PS2 in a way. It looks good. I actually like the design of the Xbox One X. A lot of people fail to realize that. I like the design of the Xbox One X. I think it's a cool design. But again, it just didn't have it wasn't doing what it was promised. When I hear the highest res, the best frame rates, no compromises, when I hear we're able to render at 60 hertz, truly uncompressed pixels at higher fidelity, I'm expecting 4K 60, no compromises with the reveal or these games. And I get games starting off with one game that looks beautiful, and that's Forza, but Forza's always looked like a beautiful game every time we saw it. Even though racing simulators aren't my thing, I can't hate on Forza. Forza always looks good in the visual category. You guys feel me? And the weather looked good. But it's like every single game we got wasn't 4K 60. Every single game. It was either 4K, some games were dynamic, and it was like others weren't even true 4K. I was like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? You guys are calling this the world's most powerful console. You guys are calling this the beast. You guys are saying this is it's on par with a $1,500 PC, and yet I don't see games running like they would run on a $1,500 PC. You guys get what I'm coming from? And that's what I had a problem with. I don't like liars on the internet. I really don't. And then they get mad when you don't pay them no mind after, you hear them out. One thing about me, I pride myself on too. I hear everybody out. Whenever, let's say somebody had a disagreement with me, I hear them out. I hear what they got to say. But then when I hear some absurd, just theories that make no sense, and then they just try to pass that off as fact, and then they go and cry to one of my podcast members and say, oh, well, another channel can learn from you because you listen to my opinion. But it's like, I have no problem listening to somebody's opinion. I have no problem listening to anybody's opinion. You can give me your opinion all you want, but if you're trying to say your opinion is facts completely, if you're trying to say your opinion is facts, if you're talking about a theory in terms of your opinion, then go ahead, by all means, do you. That's good for you. But if you're trying to say that's factual, it's not. You need facts to prove a fact, man. And you don't have facts. And that's just the thing with Xbox community. They don't have the facts to prove anything they were talking about. Half the thing they talk about is stuff that just is absurd. It really is. You got dudes really thinking devs are going to, gimp the PS4's user base for this console just because it can do a little bit more out of the box. That's it. I mean, it's not doing that. Sony's got the exclusive. Sony's got the major deals. Sony knows what they're doing. They don't have nothing to worry about. And now Microsoft's got this silly ploy with the crossplay. I don't care for crossplay, but crossplay is their way of trying to get Sony and them, or trying to get a few users off of Sony. That's what they're trying to do with this crossplay thing, which is why Sony has been saying no. But ironically, since Sony's anti-gamer for this, right, guys? Ironically, a lot of you fail to realize that Sony came to Microsoft with this before this even came to its fruition. Sony came to Microsoft with this before that, and they said, hey, look, we want to do crossplay, and Microsoft laughed in the face and said no. The shoe's on the other foot. Now Sony's anti-gamer. You know what I'm saying? This is why I laugh at Xbox dudes, and then you have the other ones who laugh or lie and say there's more Xbox hate channels than Sony hate channels, or there's more Sony hate channels than Xbox hate channels. I'm like, you know what? That's one of the biggest lies of them all. That's one of the biggest lies of them all, man. It's such a big lie. It ain't even funny. And I welcome any fanboy on the internet to list all Sony hate channels that they compare up to the Xbox. I dare you. You're going to be surprised by the difference. You're going to be surprised. But that's about it, man. I got nothing else to say, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not much I need to dwell on. Thank you guys so much for all your support. You guys be good. At the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I don't hate Sony. I don't hate Microsoft. I definitely don't hate PC or Nintendo. I just tell it how it is, okay? If you guys can't take the truth, then I'm sorry. But I can't lie for a brand that, one, I don't have stocks into, and two, I don't have, I don't get money. I don't get paid by. I'm not doing false advertisement by saying you can pre-order a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X now and knowing I'm not getting anything from it. I'm not doing that. So, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if you hear some racket. That's actually the roof being fixed, so excuse me. I forgot to mention that, but that's it, man. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys later. You guys be good, and overall, be excellent to each other. Love you guys again. Thank you guys for almost 1,400 subscribers. You guys stay awesome. Later.